Summer is almost up, and it's time for another Ask Gamedev community member game showcase. In this edition, we are showcasing 10 amazing games that the awesome game developers in our community have shared with us. If you want your game to be featured in one of our future community game showcases, join our Discord server and keep an eye out on the announcements channel. Every quarter, our team will post instructions on how to participate. Thanks again to all of the devs that submitted their games and those who voted for their favorite. The game submissions keep getting better with each new showcase. Keep it up. And remember, if your game didn't make it on this showcase, that doesn't mean you can't submit it for the next one. You can also share your progress, get feedback on your game, and receive great tips if you delve into the rest of our channels over on Discord. And speaking of tips, every dev featured in this video has also provided some great advice for the Ask Gamedev community. So, without further ado, we are Ask Gamedev, and these are the top 10 Ask Gamedev community member games for September 2021, plus 10 game dev tips. Welcome back. We make videos on how to elevate your game development and inspire others. If after watching this video you want to continue the game dev conversation, check the video description for a link to our Discord server. We are now making fresh Ask Gamedev content on all of the major social networks, so be sure to check us out there too. Let's jump right into first place with our summer champion, Wirewalk. Congratulations on being voted #1 by the Ask Gamedev Discord community. Wirewalk by Debug Chicken is a 2D, 3-color top-down action RPG where you, by the game's description, raid virus-riddled systems for the lulz. The game takes place in the year 2060, where a virus is taking over every electronic device, taking advantage of the Internet of Things. Enter Rada, a programmer who creates a piece of software called the Wirewalker, which is capable of hacking any infected digital device. This adventure will take you through several handcrafted dungeons littered with enemies, puzzles, and bosses. We absolutely love the catchy chiptunes, charming art, and striking color palette used in Wirewalk. The game is being developed in Coco's Creator 1.9.3. The solo developer behind Debug Chicken has worked on Wirewalk for 10 years, 6 years prototyping, and 4 years in full development. He created the game taking elements from his own life story, making it an autobiographical work. Even the dog in the game is there in homage to a real-life deceased dog, Joanina, which means ladybug in Portuguese. And yes, in this game you can pet the dog. In fact, you must pet the dog to advance. Debug Chicken gave us the following advice for fellow devs.
Do not be afraid to throw things away if they are not going as expected. Make a workflow where you can quickly iterate and make changes. Respect your limits and always do something that does not feel overwhelming to you. Besides that, try to advance a bit on the game every week.
Steam curator Pursing Pixels highlights Wirewalk as a game with a ton of personality and a wonderful sense of humor. We can't wait to play it, and lucky for us, its Steam launch date is set for September 2021. Congrats again to Debug Chicken on being voted #1. Well deserved for such a unique-looking game in Wirewalk. Coming in at a close second as voted by the community is Stormlight by Apakama Technologies. Stormlight is an open-world action RPG set in a fantasy world where you choose your path through multiple quest lines with several endings each. You can also specialize your character with a wide range of spells, fighting styles, weapons, and equipment. Stormlight boasts beautiful landscapes and excellent character animations, all developed with Unreal Engine 4. It started as a solo project, but quickly shifted into a team of 4 devs that have poured their souls into the game, inspired by the most outstanding RPGs of this era, such as The Elder Scrolls and The Witcher game series. As a team, they aim to put Stormlight in the Hall of Fame of the open-world RPG genre. The best part of their game dev story is that all of their progress so far has been accomplished in just a year and a half. The team also recently wrapped up a very successful Kickstarter campaign where they raised £41,117 from a starting goal of £20,000. This funding will help them continue their development and get closer to their launch date, which is due for late 2022. Regarding their experience, the devs at Apakama Technologies shared this awesome tip with us.
Keep putting stuff out there. Some industry-defining games have come from prototypes of strange mechanics that gained traction after being posted online. and you won't know if you've got that unless you get some feedback.
Stormlight will be released for PC and Xbox Series S/X, and you can wishlist it on Steam now. Finally, the bronze medal entry on our list is River Tales: Stronger Together, a co-op platform action-adventure game that features a cat and a fish joining forces to survive an adventure filled with challenges and beautiful environments. Lifelong friends Francesco Mazza, an art director for animated television shows, and Gabriel Gangemi, an astrophysicist, decided to leave their full-time jobs and start Kid Onion Studio. They invested their savings, put together a team of 7 creatives, and set out to develop a game they would love to play. River Tales is made in Unity, and the team has been working on it for under half a year, showing promising work. They've already produced a couple of beautiful teasers and also published early gameplay footage, which they are using to promote their Kickstarter campaign. As of this writing, their Kickstarter is launching in the near future. Here's what the devs at Kid Onion Studio have to say to other devs.
One thing we found useful so far is giving our main characters strong identities, both visually and in terms of personalities. And one other piece of advice: don't be scared of trying.
River Tales: Stronger Together is set to launch in late 2022. You can follow them on their Twitter as @RiverTalesGame or their TikTok @RiverTalesTheGame, where they push constant updates on their development progress. Now, let's take a look at the rest of the great summer community game selections in no particular order. Next up is Slime Heroes by Pancake Games. In this local or online co-op action-adventure game, team up with your slime buddy and save the world from evil corruption. Explore a colorful top-down world collecting weapons and creating magic abilities to defeat every opponent in your way. Based in Seattle, Washington, Thomas Gomez is the sole developer behind Pancake Games. Thomas started working on the title in 2020, building it with Unreal Engine 4. Prior to going indie, he had game industry experience in art roles on games like Gigantic and Guild Wars 2. Sharing from his experience, Thomas says,
"If you're interested in making games and you have the time and resources to do so, I would start right now. It could be as simple as taking an hour of your day to follow a tutorial or try learning a new skill."
Slime Heroes is set to release in 2023, but you can wishlist it now on Steam and follow its development up close by following @slime_heroes on Twitter. And who knows, you might even be inclined to join Thomas on his journey. Our next game puts a sci-fi spin on farming sims, Mech Farmer by Tyrant Media Limited. As the title suggests, in this game, you can live a farmer's life with one life-changing addition. You do so while piloting your own mech. Use it to prepare, maintain, and harvest crops in futuristic fashion. As expected of a mech game, you will also be fighting hordes of alien mobs that will try to destroy your farm. Ant, the solo developer at Tyrant Media Limited, has been working on Mech Farmer for 2.5 years now. He's using Unity to put his game together and Blender to build 3D models. The idea for the game was born when he watched an episode of Love, Death, and Robots and wondered how it would be to mix that with Harvest Moon and Stardew Valley, games that he's been a big fan of. Ant's game dev tip for the Ask Gamedev community?
When estimating how long your current project will be, come up with a rough figure, then double it again, then add a month.
Mech Farmer is set to launch in spring 2022. You can wishlist it now on Steam and follow @TyrantAnt on Twitter to get more updates on the game's development. Next up on our list is Advent Neon by CryoGX. Advent Neon is a fast-paced retro 2D action platformer reminiscent of titles like Mega Man and Sonic. The game's protagonist is a spiky-haired character capable of doing a Saiyan-like transformation to unleash all of its powers. CryoGX is a solo developer based in North Carolina. He created Advent Neon as a culmination of his favorite kinds of games as well as his abilities. Not long ago, he graduated college with a major in computer science and has since focused all of his efforts on releasing his game. He's using GameMaker Studio 2 and has already released a demo on Steam and itch, which has amassed more than 300,000 downloads. The game has also accrued 7,000 Steam wishlists and is currently crowdfunding on Kickstarter. CryoGX gave us this awesome tip.
Talent is a meme. You absolutely can learn whatever you put your mind to if you put in the work. Game dev is incredibly hard, but it is something that needs patience, research, communication, and the willingness to constantly learn and adapt. Skills that you can learn for yourself.
Advent Neon is still under heavy development and is set to launch in 2024. You can wishlist this colorful retro game and play the demo on Steam now. Continuing with our community game showcase comes Svoboda 1945 Liberation by Charles Games. This is a very unique experience that blends live-action interpretations, real-life antique footage, and images, and very polished art elements. It presents itself as an adventure game about the people of a small Czech town discovering and healing from the effects of the aftermath of World War II. Charles Games, a group of 5 Czech developers, started out as an academia-affiliated team to build their first title, Attentat, 1942. The game was flooded with accolades and pushed them to establish a development studio. It's been 3 years since then, and they've just recently launched Svoboda 1945 Liberation. One unique thing about the team is that they all work part-time as writers, teachers, and artists, and bring along their personal experiences to their game development. The interdisciplinary nature of the team is what helps them push the boundaries of video games. The devs from Charles Games gave us this advice for devs watching this video.
Create things that only you can make. Be it about your dog, your own memories, your own history, your own thing that nobody else can.
Svoboda 1945 Liberation is newly released and has already received an award from the Brazil Independent Games Festival 2021 and several other accolades. You can check out the game on Steam, where you can also play a demo available for a limited time. Take the role of an immortal AI in Star Deus by Kodo Lenija. Star Deus is a base builder/resource management sim where you, as the AI in charge, have to rebuild, upgrade, and populate a spaceship in order to explore the vastness of a procedural universe. Manage your resources at will, spoiling, neglecting, or exploiting humans while you build automated factories, discover alien technologies, and more. Thomas Veronekis is the lead developer behind Star Deus. Before Star Deus, he released his first full game, Bloody Rally Show. He worked on it part-time for 2.5 years, and after feeling confident with its results, he quit his job and started working on Star Deus full-time. Thomas has been developing Star Deus in Unity for 1 year and 3 months, taking inspiration from some of his favorite games like Factorio, RimWorld, and FTL Faster Than Light. Thomas gave us some great advice regarding his game dev journey.
The only chance to thrive is to make a hit, which is super difficult and highly depends on luck and your runway. In other words, don't bet your farm on your game.
After releasing Bloody Rally Show, Thomas also wrote some things he's learned along the way in this Reddit post. We'll leave a link in the description. Star Deus is set to launch in 2022, but you can wishlist it now on Steam, where you can also download a demo of the game. Kodo Lenija also hosts awesome streams on Steam and Twitch, where you can take a look at the development of Star Deus in real time, ask questions, and talk game dev in general. We'll leave links in the description below, so be sure to check that out too. Next on our list is Noir Storm by Dice Skeleton Studios. A 2D point-and-click adventure with a spot-on film noir atmosphere. From the art to the lighting to the voice acting, everything builds up towards a mysterious story filled with details and secrets. Noir Storm was born in the 7 Days Quarantine Game Jam 2020 in Mendoza, Argentina. The team started as a group of 5 devs, but has since grown to 10 devs and counting. The game is made in Unity and has been in development for over a year now. It's part of a fantastic incubator program in their country. ADVA MPVP Mi Primer Video Juego Publicado, which translates roughly to my first published video game. Dice Skeleton Studios gave us the following tip.
Always inject some story or plot into your game, no matter what type, no matter the size. It can be very simple, but it's an excellent motivator for the desire to keep playing.
Noir Storm is set to release in late 2022. The team is working on a playable demo that will be available soon. You can follow the updates and development of the game on itch.io. Last but not least, in the Ask Gamedev Summer Community Game Showcase, we have Project Timmy, Sasha's Curse by Ephemeral Cube. Venture into a magical and colorful adventure filled with fun puzzles and evil bosses. Help Timmy the Dreamcatcher bring peace to the dream world shared by the people of Lucity Town. The idea for Project Timmy, Sasha's Curse started as a brunchtime fantasy talk about imagining a friend as a little witch. One thing led to another, and soon enough, a prototype was born out of a hackathon weekend. Later on, Ephemeral Cube was formed, with teammates collaborating from all over the world. They applied for a Nintendo development kit and have been using Unreal Engine 4 to develop the game during weekends over the past 2 years. In July 2021, Ephemeral Cube released the reveal trailer for Project Timmy, Sasha's Curse during GDC 2021. Currently, they have a poll on their website to gather feedback on their trailer, which we think is a very smart move. For the final Ask Gamedev community tip in this video, Ephemeral Cube told us,
The biggest barrier to making a game is not technical or artistic, it is time. So iterate quickly, scope properly based on your resources, and find a schedule that allows you to constantly work on your game without getting burnt out.
Project Timmy Sasha's Curse is set to launch in late 2022 for Nintendo Switch. You can follow them on their brand new Twitter, where they'll post updates in the near future. Thanks for watching. For more Ask Gamedev, check out this list of community game showcases or dive directly into our previous community showcase.